You probably think school is about learning facts, dates, equations, but there's something dangerous they don't teach you, because it's not safe, tidy, or easy to test. It's the kind of knowledge that doesn't just inform you, it transforms you. This knowledge is dangerous precisely because it forces you to confront yourself. Let me explain. Imagine a classroom where instead of memorizing answers, you were asked, what do you owe other people? When is it right to break the law? Is loyalty to your country more important than loyalty to your conscience? These aren't questions with multiple choice answers. They're the kind of questions that unsettle us. Why? Because they're about you, your choices, your values, your life. Most education doesn't want to deal with this. It's much easier to teach that morality is relative, that everyone has their own opinion, that it's impolite to judge. But let's test that idea. Imagine you're on a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean. Food has run out. No rescue in sight. One person is sick and dying. The others are desperate to survive. Is it morally acceptable to sacrifice one life to save the others? Before you answer, realize this isn't a hypothetical. In 1884, the yacht Mignonette sank in the South Atlantic. 4 survivors escaped to a tiny lifeboat. For days, they drifted without food or water. Eventually, the captain killed the sick cabin boy so the others could live. They were rescued 4 days later. When they returned to England, they were tried for murder. Now ask yourself, was what they did wrong? Or was it necessary? This is dangerous knowledge because it forces you to declare what you truly believe. Do you think morality depends only on consequences, saving the most lives? That's consequentialism. Or do you think some acts are simply wrong, no matter the outcome? That's categorical ethics. These aren't abstract debates. They're questions we live every day. When we vote on laws, when we choose whom to help, when we decide who deserves punishment or mercy. Schools rarely teach us to think this way. They might show you history as names and dates, not as choices that shaped who lived and who died. They might show you literature as symbols and themes, not as a mirror forcing you to ask, would I have done the same? Why avoid these questions? Because they're risky. Once you truly ask them, you can't unask them. They pull you out of the comfortable idea that all views are equally valid. They demand reasons, arguments, reflection, and that's dangerous. It's dangerous because it can make you a worse citizen before it makes you a better one. Why worse? Because you'll start questioning the rules you took for granted, the assumptions you never noticed, the slogans you chanted without thinking. You might become harder to govern. But isn't that the point of education? Not to produce obedient workers, but thoughtful citizens? This knowledge isn't safe. It can isolate you, challenge your friendships, force you to speak unpopular truths. Socrates was executed for corrupting the youth, not by teaching them to steal or lie, but by teaching them to question. So if you want to learn something truly dangerous, start here. Ask yourself what you owe other people. Ask yourself what you would do in that lifeboat. Ask yourself what principles you're willing to die for, because until you do, you don't really know who you are. And no school can answer those questions for you. Only you can. That's the dangerous knowledge they don't teach.